And we should let that dry a little more. I'll try one more time, and if it doesn't go, then I just won't smoke it. I'd still like to say hello. This is the Gentleman Scholar, infecting your feed for the first time in really about a month or so. For the first time smoking a pipe in about 3. Hang about. On. It's just going to go out if I start talking. I know it will. This is a gift from my good friend Edward Hobbs. You know, the guy whose name I couldn't remember in my last video. He sent me a sample of Peter Stokkebye's Luxury Twist Flake. Here's a bro note that came with it. I'll be looking forward to your thoughts on this blend. I hope you enjoyed it. I also sent you some of my Age Flake, which is another package. I hope you and Bill have a speedy and smooth recovery. Oh yeah, I had surgery once. Remember that? Well, just to let you know, I'm fully recovered from it. I think this needs to dry out a little more. I'll try one more time. I'm fully recovered from it. My surgery was on May 26th. And it was in and out. No problem. You know, I mean, it was everything that they told me it would be, so there was no surprises there. However, Bill, who was incredibly unlucky male karma, health karma, I should say, decided he didn't want to be left out. It didn't want him left out of the proceedings, so basically 2 days later he had to go into the hospital for emergency spine surgery. Very good, Edward. Just trying to keep it lit. It's not working. I'll let it dry out a little more. Let's light it up later. Anyway, yeah. Bill, his legs had been hurting for like 2 or 3 months previous, and he'd been letting it go because he didn't want both of us laid up. So the pain got steadily worse, steadily worse, steadily worse, until 2 days after my operation, it got so bad that he had to call 911 to bring himself to the hospital. So he had other appointments going on for an MRI scan outside, but it was taking forever because post-COVID delays and everything like that. So he just basically went right to the source, blew down the doors, and says, "You got to check me out now in the emergency room." So he had to basically, sadly, not bluff his way, but basically strong arm his way into getting surgery. So he's having surgery, and 2 days after mine. So I'm there in the emergency room, still recovering from my surgery. It all turned out he recovered, and then did the requisite amount of therapy before he came out while I was recovering. And he's currently doing external rehab right now. But yeah, it all turned out for the best. I was off for about, I want to say 2 months, 2 weeks. And to be honest, I was kind of afraid to go back to work, a little bit apprehensive because I've heard all the psycho stories that were going on out there. Pilot shortages, canceled flights at the last minute, the usual weather crap that happens around Sundays, basically all combining to make it a very unpleasant travel experience for Joe Q Public and, of course, the folks who work in the plane. So I went back Went back this past Saturday. We don't have to go. We don't even have to go to in-flight anymore. In-flight office to like sign in for our flights. We can just show up there, go to the gate, sign in, and go meet my crew there. So I'm checking on my Sky Pro, my little computer that has all the announcements and stuff like that. And I checked the schedule, and holy moly, it looks like I've been elevated to lead. Flight leader. Very nice, Edward. Thank you. So what flight leader basically means is I'm up there at the front doing the announcements, facilitating the service, that kind of, the boss man, quote unquote. It's not something that I normally bid because if something goes wrong, it's your head on the block. That's what happened before, and that's why I stopped doing it. But since we have staff shortages all over the place, I got elevated. I was the most qualified senior flight attendant to do a lead. So I basically tapped my colleagues for help. If I didn't know how to do something in the Sky Pro, the Millennial Whiz Kids helped me out on that, or how to set something up in the video so you could play the safety demonstration thing. The Whiz Kids helped me out. And basically I just learned how to use my Sky Pro to see, which meals I had up in front. Even has a thing, if someone pre-ordered their meal, just make sure you save them a chicken or save them a pasta dish or whatever. And actually, it all fell into place again. I kind of got used to it. It was kind of cool not having to deal with 100 people at a time. It's not something I'd return to, but I'm glad I'm still able to do it. It was pretty much a seamless trip until we got back. And then, of course, all the stuff, just the little tiny things from summer travel started creeping in, like, interminable taxis, endless taxis, just like, well, folks, thank you for your patience. Takes 45 minutes to get to a gate. I mean, this is Boston, not JFK. Stuff like that. So that kind of... But anyway, back to work. Money will be coming in, which my husband is grateful for. And I'm glad to be back. I want to start doing these videos on a regular basis again. Be a little more active in the YTPC community. Speaking of which, I'm very glad that Average Mike Pipe Smoker is back. He's always been one of my favorite new pipe smokers because he's pretty much figuring this out as he goes along, pretty much like I have been, and he just makes no bones about it. Very nice guy, family man, new pipe smoker. Yeah, so while recovering, the hip doesn't hurt anymore. I can go for 6-mile walks and it doesn't matter. The left hip still twinges a little bit. So I'll probably have to have that operated on eventually. I have insurance, but it's not super great, so I'm like $2,000 or $3,000 in the hole right now. But which for me, I don't like being, so I'm just going to pick away at that as my paychecks slowly come in. Little bit of advice: you get a bill from a hospital that you don't like. It's like $1,200. Just take it right to the hospital. Don't pay. I mean, if you want to make phone calls and haggle and stuff, you can do that. But if your hospital's within driving distance, just go to the hospital. Go there, and mine knocked off. Geez, he knocked off so. Give me a 25% discount. Went down to $800 versus $1,200. I'll take it. Thank you very much. Anyway, I just wanted to say hello. Hope you folks are doing well. I will be in touch. I'll try to do this more often. I love this community, and I love being part of it, even though I don't come on here as often as some others. But I'm glad you're here. You're the closest thing to utopia that we've got. Kindness, consideration, civility. That's all one asks for in a community, any community. And I'm glad you're there. Glad to be part of it. Take care, folks. À la prochaine.